I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. We're the podcast from the web series, The Two Dicks, 1950s detectives who are politically incorrect. Lots of laughs, 18 episodes on YouTube. And this was born out of the pandemic. It's the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. I'm Al Ducharme. Right now I'm in California, Studio City, California to be exact. And my partner is on board a cruise ship. Al Romas, where the hell are you, Mr. Giants fan, 5-1?
5-1, respect, baby. Currently sitting in Nassau, Bahamas, on the oasis of the seas, and the day off today. We do 2 shows a night each night, but I got the day off today. So I got football tonight on Amazon Prime. I got baseball, the Yankees, game 2 of the championship, American League championship series. Pretty nice day off, you know what I mean? Take a gummy, fucking get a pina colada, and sit back and watch some sports and trip my brains out.
That's a good way to get through Nassau, Bahamas. I'll tell you that much. Of all the ports that you have a day off,
yes,
all the ports, Nassau, Bahamas, which is where
it was raining.
It gets worse. Which is where The Tale of Two Als, another video we did, our first one. That's where we made it, right there. It was about 2 comedians on board a cruise ship. They get caught in a hurricane. They have to abandon ship. They didn't have to, actually. The ship was fine. They should have stayed on, but they decided to abandon ship, go ashore, and they got separated, and then they joined together once again at Sharky's Bar and Grill, and they had a big happy ending.
On YouTube, check it out, folks. And all our videos we're basically dumber versions of ourselves. We don't go the other way. We don't make ourselves smart. We're always a dumber version of the dumbness that we are. So,
and there's not much room. There's not much step down the room.
There is not. It's fine line. It's a fine line. Hell yeah. Now you're home finally. You've been globe trotting. Let's be honest. You're really doing some travel here. Give us a little scenario. Your last maybe 24, 36 hours. What's happened? What's going on?
Nova Scotia, Boston, Barcelona, Malaga, Spain, Lisbon, Portugal,
Bermuda,
Portugal,
Bahamas.
No, then I flew out of the Azores
to the islands.
Flew back to Boston, overnighted, and then flew the next morning to Los Angeles. My bride picked me up yesterday. We went right to sushi to go.
Who's she?
Bernadette Pauly, the dame, the broad.
No, I didn't know. I know Bernadette, of course. I thought you meant we went right to sushi. I thought that was a girlfriend of hers, and you guys were getting some action there. I forgot sushi's also a dinner.
This story is getting a little fishy, no doubt about that. But here's the deal, folks.
Hey now,
can't go much lower.
Good evening.
Can't get any dumber than dumb. And then we had a nice little picnic in the park, and then we came home. And,
picnic in the park.
She made.
Is that a euphemism, or is that an actual picnic in the park?
It was actually, the sushi to go in the park. That's what we did.
Oh.
And then you saw the picture where I was smoking a nice little cigar, and she brought out a white chocolate martini that were the big hit at her wedding 18 years ago, and she served it up to me. And I wouldn't normally.
It looked delish.
It looked delish. It was more of a dessert. I wouldn't normally drink something like that with a cigar. I'd probably go with a little whiskey or bourbon or maybe a beer.
Yeah,
I've had wine.
It's good to be gay. It's good to be gay sometimes.
It's
you know
good
what
to
I
be
mean?
gay. How's the Riesling with Kelly? How's that Riesling going?
Fun. I enjoy it. I love it. It's refreshing. It's lightweight and no hangover. Literally 100% recovery in the morning after I can drink a bottle, 2 bottles of Riesling. I don't feel a fucking thing. I love it. But we picked up some ingredients.
What men will do to get laid. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It is quite dude, I'm going to Disney World for a weekend in December. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it. Yeah. But we bought some martini ingredients, and Kelly makes the chocolate martini, so it's kind of the same. And I'll have a cigar
Right.
at night, and she makes a chocolate martini. Now, yes, you don't think of it with the cigar, but on occasion, delicious and refreshing. And why not? Who gives a shit? Fun.
Yeah, and they're
Have fun.
happy. They're making it.
Yeah.
They're serving their men without serving their men, and it makes them feel good.
That should always make them happy.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
serve your man. But no, that looked good. It did. I haven't had. I don't think I've had the white chocolate martini. I've always had the espresso or the chocolate, but the white looked good.
Again, this was from our wedding, so 2004, August of 2004, and they were a big hit. And it was nice that she goes, you know what? I thought about it. I looked up the ingredients because I remember how everybody loved it, and I bought all the ingredients.
What a sweetheart!
And she said, I tested it out, and I'm like, oh my goodness! And I tested it again. And then when you get home, she put it in front of me, and it was delish.
That's very nice. What are you going to say? It's a nice story, you know. But her man's in Europe, and then he's in Boston, then he's in L.A., and you know you deserve it. And then what happens next? You two both fly out again in another day or two. This schedule that you've told us about on every podcast, and I still don't understand, to be honest.
I know, and you constantly
I don't really listen.
You don't listen.
Really
you ask me about it, and I tell you. And then there's been the cruise line changed my itinerary on 2 different cruises.
It's changed a bunch.
Yeah. And I keep telling you, hey man, they just kicked me off. And you're like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? And then explain it in a paragraph, and you go, my head hurts. I have a headache. Stop explaining it. And then 3 days later, you go, so what's your schedule again? I'm like,
well, like you're like a chick you're too wordy. Just tell me, hey, I'm getting on a ship Thursday, and I'm supposed to get off
because
on
I
Wednesday.
do that. Go look at it. Go read them.
You're writing a whole goddamn itinerary.
I thought you said you were going to be on until the 24th, and I go, I was, but they changed it. Now I'm staying. I'm getting off here, and I'm going there. But how are we supposed to podcast if you're flying? And I'm like, so I get
That's
wordy.
Right. It's good. These are valid questions.
I explain the whole thing A to Z so that you can reference it rather than you keep. You keep interrogating me. By the way, if you haven't seen the interrogation on YouTube,
E1 S1 E1, check it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We never got better.
Hey,
S1 E1. We peaked.
We peaked. I know we have 2 questions today from listeners.
We do. We do.
We do.
Cool.
We also have to go over
Nice.
our NFL picks. And how we did. How did we fare? Did we do?
I just before that, if I could, sir, before I forget, I just wanted to give a shout out to some sponsors for Crack Up Cancer. We did the Crack Up Cancer event last Thursday at the Tampa Theater, and we had a cocktail party before the show. VIP cocktail party. I snuck in Jim Manelli and his wife. Don't tell anyone. And a lot of sponsors come up to me and they're going, hey, man, I listen to your podcast and we enjoy it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Then another one. Thank you. Oh, I'm like, hey, did you join the Patreon? And they're all of them like, no, we got to do that. Meant to do that.
And these are sponsors. Like, they're looking for money you can write this off. Yeah. $5 a month.
These are some of these guys like, they're in charge of the hospital downtown Tampa.
Yeah,
they're making a few bucks.
They're making $400,000 a year. And they got investments everywhere.
$5.
$5 a month. So you know what it is?
Meant to do that.
We have to change. That. You know what it is? There's no worth to it to them. It's not enough. They need to say, hey, I give those guys $500 a month. I've been supporting them for 3 years now.
There you go.
And they sent me a mug.
We can do that. We can have. Let's get to. Well, it's a very nice mug, though. Let's be honest.
It's a very nice mug.
It's very nice. We could, if $500 a month for the Patreon, and if we had 3 patrons, I'd be pretty happy. $1,500. I'd be all right.
I was talking about 1,000. $500,000 a year.
Month? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
$500,000 a year, and then we would do this full time.
Every day we'd pod every day.
That's $250,000 each.
Patreon with, oh my God, Magnum, it would be beautiful.
Yeah,
it would be, and we're almost there, but we're not quite there. But we're almost there. Yep. And speaking, so anyway, that was great. Crack Up Cancer was great, and I got a little it was one of those things that works out where Side Splitters in Tampa,
Mhm.
the home club, years ago, I had a falling out with them because I went to the Improv and didn't, so okay. So then I don't work there anymore. And then the owner sold it. New guy, BT, who's a great guy. He used to be the bartender. He's owning it now. I sent him an email about a year ago. I said, hey, I'd love to get a week. And he never wrote back. So I thought, okay, I get it. I did the Improv. I get it. Anyway, I opened or middled for Jamie Kennedy at Crack Up Cancer. BT was there because he brought Jamie because Jamie's doing the weekend at Side Splitters. And the next day I got home and I had an offer to work Side Splitters. So sometimes that's what you got to do, folks. You got to be in front of if you're not in front of them, they forget you. They don't, an email doesn't matter, a recommendation. You got to perform in front of them. Then they go, oh, fuck. Hey, you want to work November 10th, 11th, and 12th?
Same exact scenario happened when I opened up for Bill Burr at the Cosmopolitan in Vegas. Harry Basil got to see me in person. And then he threw me a week. And then he threw you in, and you and I both did a week there, and we were able to bang out another episode. Vegas Dicks.
Vegas Dicks on YouTube. Check it out.
John Caponera, John Bazar, Bernadette Pauly, your girl Kelly.
Kelly Houston. Yeah. And Frank Del Pizzo as
Frank Del Pizzo.
Frank D, head of security.
How great was Frank? They were all great. How great was Frank?
I loved Frank just because Frank walked in the room in character, did his scene twice, and walked out. It was just perfect. Like, just that's the way.
2 takes.
No bullshit. No, and nailed it. And the second one didn't even need. He nailed it the first time.
I could have used either take. And he was there. He was there early. He said, "I'll be outside of the door."
He's a pro.
He had his own coffee. He was in a suit, ready to go.
Pro.
Boom, boom, boom.
Love it.
He knew the situation. He knew that we had 5 or 6 people in a hotel room at once, and he was, and he's he's 6 foot, 11 and a half.
11. Yeah, he's a massive man.
So
small penis though, surprising but weird.
Well, it's actually not that small. It's because he's so tall. When it hangs,
maybe that's
it's still 9 inches, but for his height,
I don't. I guess. I guess with if you think of it that well,
8 and a quarter all day long.
I think you're on a curve. Well, he was curved. Yeah. So I don't know. But he nailed it.
He did nail it,
and he nailed me on the way out with that big 9-inch curvy cock.
Well, how could he not?
What?
Everybody
what happened?
Nailed when he walked
What's
out.
Going on here?
He was a swinging dick.
What's going on here? Swinging Dicks. When's that one coming out?
That's a Christmas special.
Oh, that's got to be awesome.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful. Inside we have swinging dicks.
Swinging Dicks. We'll get Hawaiian shirts with upside down pineapples, and we'll be because that's the sign for swingers. And then we could go out into some town with and be swinging dicks. I love it.
Why do you have
these
this
things write
knowledge?
themselves.
Why do you have
They
all this
write
knowledge
themselves.
of all these underworld, eyes wide shut references? Why do you know so much? Are you hanging out with Beyonce?
I wish.
Rihanna,
Oh yeah. Well, I was in the
Jay-Z.
Illuminati before COVID. I was in the Illuminati, but I got kicked out when I lost everything. They said, "Get the fuck out." I said, "All right, I'll be back. I'll be back." But I'm not really back yet.
Okay.
Working my way back to you, babe. Hey, old man 2 nights ago after the show goes, "Hey, I got it." Old man. I'm talking about 90, 95. Old.
Wow.
Because I have a joke for you.
Okay.
I have a joke for you. How many times does that happen, right?
Let me hear it.
And you go, fuck, I go, but you got to be nice. So I go, yeah. What do you got? He goes, and you probably know this joke, but just maybe some people in the audience will enjoy it. He goes, there's a little kid and he's walking, and this is an old man. Okay. He goes, a little kid walking around like a construction site. He finds a welding mask and he puts it on and, he wears it. He's a little kid. And I go, Then he goes, then a car pulls up, and it's a pedophile. And I go, what? And he goes, it's a pedophile. And he goes to the kid, hey, you want to go for a ride, go to a movie? And the kid's like, no, you're a stranger. I can't get in your car. And meanwhile, I'm telling the joke in 2 minutes. This guy took 40 minutes to tell this fucking joke. But
Well, you're getting close.
yeah. So the guy, oh, so the guy goes, how about some candy? Want some candy? Give you some candy. And the kid goes, oh, you got candy? All right. So he gets in the car, gets to the front seat with the guy, and the pedophile drives off. And about 5 minutes into it, the pedophile goes, hey, you want to suck my cock? And this is an old man. I'm, on my mouth is like, what? He goes, you want to suck my cock? And I go, and the kid goes, no, ew, no, And he goes, and about 10 minutes later, the guy goes to the kid, hey, you want me to suck your cock? And the kid goes, no. What is? He goes, I'm not a real welder. I don't know why that's funny, but it's hilarious.
It's disturbingly funny.
It's hilarious. Like, what? Are welders gay? Why would he be? Why does he want to suck a welder's cock? I don't know. Why does the kid think that that's because
that's the left turn in the joke? It's like it's unrelated.
I love it.
And the kid goes, I want the candy, dude. I'm not a welder. Okay. I
fell down laughing. It was great. And then the guy laughed harder because I guess, when you make a comic laugh, that's like a victory. Sure. And then he was crying, laughing, and I'm laughing. And then people come around us and they're like, hey, what's so are you telling jokes? I'm like, then I just kind of walk away. I go, that guy's got the joke right here. Right there. He'll tell you the joke.
Well, you're also laughing because it's a 95-year-old guy telling this horrendous
pedophile cock.
He
says cock, not dick or peanut. Cock.
Right.
I mean,
right.
This guy might have been a vaudeville comic or something.
It may have been a pedophile. It may have been
maybe that was it.
Proposed joke. Yeah. It was
I told him I wasn't really a
autobiographical.
welder. That's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Listen, it reminded me a little of the joke with the bear in the woods. And the bear goes, you're fucking him in the ass. You're not here for the hunting. It was kind of like a version like that. I'm not really a welder. I get it. Okay. I get it. But I enjoyed that. And thank you to that guy, whoever he is. Maybe dead now. He was old. Whew, old man. But, an old man saying cock, it's like an old lady who curses. It's just funny. You know what I mean? That's just funny to see that. So I enjoyed that. Alfredo, we have 2 questions on the sheet here, and we have our NFL picks. What would you like to hit upon first?
Let's do the NFL first, and then we'll hit the questions.
All right, sir. Last week, I don't have last week's. Do you have last week's sheet in front of you? Teams and how we did?
You held up the envelope. You said, I write all the notes here. You do all the...
I do. Here, look at all the notes. I got notes everywhere. Look at I got fucking notes. Look at it. Notes.
You were patting yourself on the back, saying that you were organized. He goes, you do all the technical shit. I'll keep the notes. Hey, do you have your notes from last week? Holy shit. I'm plugging in wires.
Worst impression ever. I don't even know who that fuck is, but I got your notes from last week.
You're like an old pirate.
I believe we both went. I think we both went 2-1 last week, and
I think you're right.
This week we have a new slate of games. Where are they? Here they are. A new slate of games. You picked first last time. I'm going to pick first this time.
Okay.
This is game number 1 in the league where they play for pay. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Carolina Panthers. I don't know what the line on this one is, but Brady coming off an awful game. The Panthers stink. I think Bucks are going to put up 5 touchdowns. I think this is the Bucks in a blowout. Alfredo, where are you on this game?
I'm Bucks camp on this, because I'm a Tom Brady fan, and I'm thinking the same thing. Seeing Brady scream at his offensive line, like ripping them apart,
Yeah, that was good.
I left my wife for this team. My kids aren't speaking to me because I went 1 more year for you so you could have a fucking Super Bowl. And this is what I get in return.
He had a press conference today. He said retirement is not in his future. So, because they said, is this it, Tom, this season? He goes,
Dude,
retirement's not in my future.
he hasn't had the deep decline.
Yeah,
He's not
but
off
you
the
can
cliff.
see with an average team, 45-year-old Brady is an average quarterback. He has a shitty offensive line.
He's above average
He's not-
quarterback, but he's.
Nah,
I argue with you and
not
say he's
really.
above average
No.
quarterback with an average team.
Mm,
He needs some
No.
star players. He needs healthy star players.
I'm not
that
dismissing
do not
him.
no
I'm
drop
just saying
balls, not
he
fucking
can't
up their
move.
assignments.
He can't
He's
move.
never been able
and
to
that line
scramble.
stinks.
He's never.
I know,
Yes,
dude, he's 45, and the line stinks. So he has to get rid of that ball within like a second.
He
and
still
can't.
makes that. He can still make that
he's
split-second
ne-
decision
He's being
faster than
sacked.
some of these 20-year-olds. Sorry,
No,
his brain is
No.
ahead.
no.
Yep.
No, he's good. He's top 15 right now. He's not in Mahomes' world at all. He's not even in the world.
come on.
Even really. Patrick Mahomes, you have one game to win right now. NFL. Who are you picking? You have one game to win.
He's top 8.
Who are you picking? Quarterback. You have one game. You have to win it. Who's your quarterback?
Shut up.
Not Brady. It's not Brady.
I didn't say he was the best, but he's not top 15. He's fucking top 8.
Currently? All right, maybe he is. I can't think of 8. You're probably right because I can't think of 7.
Well, look at these young guys.
Better.
Yeah, even on the West Coast, they're, he still has that experience. He still has that experience.
But
he can ignite. He can ignite people too.
Well, I hope he does, and I think he will. And I think the Bucs are going to crush the Panthers. If they don't, Tampa's going to melt down. If Carolina should win this game somehow, Tampa's going to be, because a lot of people in Tampa, to be honest with you, are tired of him. They're tired of the Brady. They blame him last week. Not his fault, but he went to Kraft's wedding. He missed the walkthrough. And this is the guy who was always like, I'm the first in, the last out. Nobody outworks me. He was at a wedding the night before the game.
Kraft is 80 and
he
his
takes
wife
Wednesdays
is 45.
off.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's he going to do? He's 80. Who's going to marry an 80-year-old? You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying that's what you fucking do, man. Was there a prenup?
Yeah. What do I know? I would say yes. Don't you think?
Because he does have children.
Wouldn't you imagine? Yeah. But she's got it easy. He likes hand jobs. He got arrested in a hand job. That's all she has to do. It's just, a couple minutes, close your eyes. There you go.
There's nothing like
in and out of there.
There's nothing like Ivana suck me off to put those lips around it. Come on. A blue pill. Full erection. What?
Who's Ivana?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I don't know. What is the what's a Russian woman's suck me off?
In those massage places, they're Asian. They're not Russian. Those are Asian.
You're talking about him going to an Asian massage
parlor in Florida,
hand job
where he got arrested.
I'm just talking about a billionaire getting a knob job from anybody under 50.
Oh, I got you. Because I didn't know that Ivana threw me. I'm thinking Ivana Trump. And
I was trying to get suck me off.
The poor woman's buried on the 18th hole at his golf course in New Jersey. That's what a farewell for Ivana.
I know.
You're on the 18th hole.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's a beauty, man. I love it.
I think that was his first hole in one.
Hey now. Hello. Folks, we're here every Monday.
And this is why we're losing people.
This is why rich sponsors in Tampa will not pay $5 a month. Sons of bitches, I know you're listening. Second game Sunday in the league where they play.
Or pay.
We have the Jacksonville Jaguars against the mighty, resurgent New York Football Giants. 5-1, kid. 5 wins, 1 loss. We go to Jacksonville. I'm going with the Giants, of course.
I'm with you.
It's been quite a run so far.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Their momentum is pretty darn good. and
Thank
they're
you.
improving. They're improving
Thank you.
every game. So we can't do
Coach of the year, Brian Dable, coach of the year.
I'm not a hater
after 6 weeks.
of players or teams unless their personal lives are really fucked up. And
Yeah.
you know,
You get annoyed by their personal lives. You care? What do you
the
care?
beating of women and the multiple
Maybe they deserved it. What do we know? We don't know the full story. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
It's a
the
good
media
argument.
paints one version.
It's a good
one
argument.
version.
It's up to the
Thank you.
judge.
That's right. Aaron Judge will decide all cases when
I
baseball
love
ends.
Aaron Judge. I love him.
Aaron Judge is going to be one of the richest men in the fucking world this winter.
He's an awesome dude. I think.
What's he worth?
Dude.
What is he worth? 62 home runs, 115 RBIs, batted over 300 in his walk year. What is he worth? I mean, I don't even know where you start. I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
All right, let's not
40
go
mil.
Too much. We're going to lose too many
45?
people on
All right.
sports. Let's get back
All
to
right,
it.
all right. Let's go. Third game. We're both picking. This is fun. We both have the same teams. All right, this one I'll go the other side on this one. Just
don't
make
do it.
fucking interesting here.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Okay,
I'm doing it. Here we go. Third game in the league where they play for pay. You should put the NFL music under that.
Yeah, because we want to get flagged.
Throwing it out there.
Pulled down.
That's
another reason why we need Patreon members to pay for our legal fees. Copyright infringement.
Yes. We have the New England Patriots, your team. And,
Zappy, baby. It's a Zappy time. Let Max sit out. He said,
yeah, Max stinks.
He said he's available to play. Mac is available to play, which is hysterical. It means Belichick is not going to put him in. They're going to keep Zappy, the momentum going.
Of course. And who's Mac Jones? Who, he's nobody. So they're playing the Chicago Bears. They stink. But you're going, I would imagine, with your Patriots. That's your pick on this one?
I mean, I'm really going, if Zappy plays, I would lean that way. If Mac Jones goes in, I don't know. It's like a toss-up, even as bad as the Bears are.
Right. I'll take the Bears, even though I assume the Pats will win. But it's football. You never know. These games,
upsets.
Like Parcells used to call it a trap game, like where the Giants have 5-1. They go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville kind of stinks. And he would tell the team, this is a trap game. You know what I mean? If we don't watch, we're going to lose this game if we don't watch it. And that happens all the time. The Pats could easily lose to the Bears. And they're not even that good.
I remember Green Bay was going for their unbeaten season, and they got beat by the Vikings, who were the worst team at the time. It was an upset game.
You never know.
Just never know.
That's why you play the games.
That's right.
You know what I mean? All right. So those are our picks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. And that's sponsored by Hanley Watches. You need a good watch. I don't know. Call Hanley because
if you want a good time,
they don't send them to me.
You got to have a good watch.
Hanley Watches.
Oh, you didn't get yours yet. They said
they
should
sponsor
we wait till
the football picks every week. It's very nice of them to do. And they're sending me. Is it in the mail? My watch?
Well, I think they want to wait till
Hanley?
Christmas now because they're feeling uncomfortable about it.
Okay. All right. I can understand that. Hey, it's everyone's favorite time in the podcast.
Questions.
You know it. You love it. You can't get enough of it. It's questions. Questions to Alfredo and I on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Write your question. We answer it on the air. Alfredo, we have 2 of them today.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for one, but the other one, you know what? I just did it. Here we go. First one was, what's your favorite street joke? And I think, you know what? I told that welder joke. I'm going to go with that. That's my favorite street joke right now. So Al, do you have a favorite street joke? Maybe something on the filthy side for our corporate sponsors who like to listen and not pay for anything.
Well, it's so funny. You mentioned the bear and the hunter joke. That's one of my favorites.
Professional comedian Al Ducharme.
I like this one. The simple ones as Frank Santarelli, very funny comedian who we've had on the podcast. Great storyteller.
Yes.
Frank said,
And in the Two Dicks.
and in the Two Dicks, Turf War Dicks that we shot up in Malden, Massachusetts at Chemical One 1885-86 fire station. Awesome. John Beckmeyer. Anyways, Frank would say he would do like a quick 3 jokes, like street jokes, bar jokes up front. He goes like a cobra, come in quick and strike.
I remember that.
I'm paraphrasing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. He's the cobra. That's so funny.
But there's quick ones.
Let's give us a quick one now.
Okay. Guy goes to the proctologist and he goes, okay, it's time. He goes, drop your pants. And the guy's all nervous. And he's like, oh, okay. He goes, take off your pants. He goes, okay, where do I put them? And the doctor says, put them in the corner with mine. I like that one. Like a cobra.
Yeah.
Strike.
Yeah.
Out.
All right. Yeah.
And there's a better way of telling
I
that.
told the long one. I told the long one already, so I'm not going to tell him. I don't think I know another one, to be honest. I can't think of them offhand. They'll pop in my head, but when you put on pressure, tell a joke. I don't know.
But I love hearing them, even if I heard them 100 times. If someone's telling it the right way, I love hearing them again to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What's the one? Oh, what was the one though I saw? I was just watching an old clip of Norm, and he took an old street joke and rewrote it as him though, and he said it was the one where he tells Conan his wife is in a coma, and was in a coma, and then he tells the doctor.
That's a great
him,
one. Yeah.
The doctor told him that oral sex.
The doctor says, "Hey, she has a chance of surviving and coming."
Why are you interrupting my joke?
Because you were telling it wrong. You're telling it wrong.
Did I interrupt your joke?
I wanted you to tell it correctly. After I just said,
Why don't you tell it? Why don't you tell it? Finish the joke.
Why don't we just put Norm right here telling the whole story? Right here. Here's Norm.
My wife went into a coma.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And the doctor said to me, you won't hear this from any 1935 comic. He says to me, there's one way to wake her up, but it's a little unconventional. You go in there and you have oral sex with her. I said, by God. He says, I've seen it work. I said, well, I'm willing to try. So I go in there, I'm in there about 5 minutes, and I come out. I said, Doc, she's choking.
Perfect. All right. Question number 2. We got a question number 2. This is from AQA RENA 11. Aquarino. I don't know. Aquarenal. That was on Instagram. So Aquarenal. What's the worst heckle you ever got? I love how people are so obsessed with hecklers. You know what I mean? They think laymen think we get heckled and we come because a lot of these comics now they're putting clips of heckle moments and a lot of them are fake. A lot of them are fake. 95% of them are fake, folks. But generally, we do not get quote unquote heckled. You know, we're not in open mic night in 1985. I mean, you're doing a professional show.
We've had our share of heckles. Usually, it's an incoherent drunk person.
It can happen. But it's rare. It's
not common.
It's rare.
A lot of comedians are putting clips of their acts.
A
lot of comedians are putting clips of their act doing crowd work and making it look like a heckle. So then they put a clip of it for 30 seconds, 45 seconds of them handling a heckler. And some of them are funny, but most of them are just
it's good in the way that it gets you out there and you're not burning material. Sure. That's the whole thing.
What's
you want
great
your clips
about it.
up daily and no material burnt, and you look like you're quick on your feet, and people love it. People love it. Crowd work's great. I love to do it, but I can't say never get heckled. But like the other night, there was an old lady. It wasn't really a heckler. She was not drunk. She was old, and she was trying to be talkative. Hey now. And she was trying to be talkative. You know what I mean? Like I said, oh, this is a good cruise. There aren't too many kids on this one. And she goes, yes, there are. There are a lot of kids. And it's like, oh, all right, lady. I'm just, And then I go, perfect day at Coca. Okay, it wasn't perfect. She goes, yes, it was. I had
Oh,
a perfect day. It's like if you could wait 4 seconds, I could tell my joke, and then you could, we don't need this part of the show. But what are you gonna do? She's 100 years old, and I just kind of go, okay, and then I move on and try to get the fuck out of there. So is that a heckle? I don't know. To me, that's as much heckling as I deal with now at this point in my career. You don't get like at Grandpa's in Staten Island. I used to go on stage when open there. When I started, those were heckles. Those were tell a fucking joke or I'll kill you.
Yeah,
we're gonna kill you after the show. If you don't make me laugh, we're gonna kill you. That's a pretty good heckle right there. A lot of pressure on that heckle.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna kill you. You used to hear that. It's nice. Mm-hmm. So that would be. I don't really have the worst heckle. I don't know. Maybe you have one. Do you have an answer to Aquarenal? The worst heckle? Anyone ever get to you? Anyone ever ever get in your head and then leave the stage going, oh fuck,
just a drunk, incoherent person. Nobody that was. I've run into different hecklers, but again, over the span of my career, not many. Whereas I know that some comedians are more prone to kind of egg it on. Maybe they take a little political stance, and someone disagrees with them. Mine are mostly where it's some guy who's got the bravado going on. His back or his side is to the stage. He's not looking at me. He's got a really hot-looking woman, and she's laughing her ass off at me or another comedian or both of us, whatever. And he can't handle it because his insecurity will not allow him to enjoy the comedy show. So he starts talking to her either in conversation or saying, that wasn't very funny. Why are you laughing at that?
Yeah.
Because, and then he disturbs everybody around him. And sometimes they've been asked to leave. That's just a disruption.
That sounded like the person, I think what he or she is asking, like, was there a heckle? Like, and the worst heckle I used to hear when I started would be next. That was the worst heckle.
That is the worst one.
I'd be bombing.
I've received it.
I go next.
I've witnessed someone saying it.
Oof.
I've heard
There's
people.
nowhere to go from that.
I've heard people say a funny joke and the audience laughs, and someone still yells out "next" because they're buzzed and they feel like they want to be part of the fabric.
Again, Staten Island. That was what they would do at Grandpa's, and it was the old, he's wounded. Get him. They went in with that mentality.
Yeah.
If you didn't kill in the first 2 minutes, you're dead, literally dead. But I'd be up there sometimes, and I'm telling some jokes and they're bombing, and then you hear it from the back of the room. Next. And the audience cracks up. And that is a tough one.
That's a tough one to come out of. Yeah.
There's no response. It's like you've been exposed publicly that you're not funny. And you can't get out of that one. You can't go, fuck you. Because there's no, you just, you've been exposed. And that's the worst for a comic, because you always, no matter how many years, you always feel like a bit of a fraud anyway, right? You feel like, wow, got one over on them, or they fell for it again.
But if you're quick enough on your feet, you can say, hey, relax, guy. The comedian will be here in a few minutes. I work in the kitchen. Enjoy your chicken tenders. And keep going. Whatever. But
I was 2 years in at that time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have any of those skills. Just stood there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll bring on Mario Cantone.
I haven't gone after somebody viciously in a very long time.
I miss it.
Hold on a second. What's that, Paulie? Bernadette tends to stir it up a little bit more. She goes right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. She's out of context. Yeah. I got a heckler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The peanut gallery.
I have a home heckler.
Go hard on her. Go hard on her, would you please?
I'm trying to get laid
for the Patreon.
I'm trying to.
You got to go hard on her
tonight, but wow, I have no bouncers.
Yeah, stay away from those white martinis. They'll you get a white martini dick. You know what I'm saying? You can't,
there's no reason to bring race into the situation there, Romas. White.
All right, I'm sorry.
Supremacist martinis.
You know what? I did have a heckle there, Aquarenal, whatever. I just thought of early on that it didn't. when I was doing comedy like a year, and it hurt my feelings. One of those where you just. I had a girlfriend in Virginia who made me a jacket. I got out of the Navy, and she made. I was buying a blazer. She's like, "Oh, I can make you one. You don't have to buy one. I can make one." She was a seamstress, and she made me a blazer.
Was this 1848? What the fuck was it? Betsy Ross?
Yes, this was Betsy. Right in between making the flag, she said, "I can make you a blazer too." And I pulled her knickers down and gave it to her. Good.
That would have been the 1870s, by the way. I was off.
Oh, yeah. Well, get your facts straight. Fix that in post. And so I
1770s. Okay. I'm sorry, I ruined your story. 1770s. I'm way off. Go ahead.
Motherfucker. Can I tell a quick story and get out? Jesus Christ. Anyway, go drink a white martini, would you please? Yeah. Bernie, you got that ball gag you guys use? Throw it in his mouth, would you please?
Honey, what'd you do
I know
with
you
your
got
ball
one
gag?
somewhere. You got one somewhere. Just go get it.
Check check the top drawer.
Yeah, he knows where it is. It's right next to the lube and the beads. And
lube.
Anyway,
lube.
That'd have been a funny parody. Have Ted Baxter crying at like a 7-Eleven. He needs lube for Georgette.
Lube. Sorry, sir, we're closed. I need lube.
I need lube. Lube. That'd have been great. Oh man, they missed the boat on that.
Chad, before they close.
Nice, good Georgette impression. I like it. Pull that
Open
one out of your
24
ass. I like
hours. I walked in. I tried to walk in. The guy's locking up. I go, hey, the sign says 24 hours. The guy said, not in a row. Stephen Wright. Thank you very much.
That's it. Stephen Wright. Good joke. I didn't know who the voice was, but I went with it. It was I like that.
I didn't have Stephen.
No. But anyway, this woman in Virginia said she will make me a blazer. And I go, all right, sure. So she makes me a blazer, and it was all right, but it looks like a homemade blazer. You know what I mean? So I'm on stage, and then, yeah, you know what I mean? But you're trying to get laid, so sure. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, God.
Here's a little white martini.
So I go on stage, and I'm brand new, and I'm emceeing in Virginia, some club. And I'm doing a joke about the dollar store and how it'd be easy to be the manager of a dollar store because everything's a dollar. That's one of those jokes. Right, exactly. And a guy in the back goes, "Hey, is that where you got that jacket?" Oof, 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 oof. I'm like Fred Flintstone shrinking down to about 2 inches. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at my watch. I got 8 minutes left of my 10. I'm like, God damn it. And when it was done, I went in the kitchen. I took it off. I rolled it into a ball. And I remember just throwing it in the corner into like a grease fire where the French fries were on. I mean, I was like, get the fuck. I knew this was a piece of shit anyway. But, as a comic, you can't wear anything that the audience will then use against you when you're starting. Like you have to be, you got to wear basic clothes and you can't wear anything a little different because someone will go, hey, what's that? Whatever. But that guy had great timing too. I do a dollar store bit. Is that where you got that jacket? It's pretty good for a heckle. So looking back, I give him credit, but I broke up with her the next day, slapped her around and said, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Met a better seamstress, better class of seamstress.
What do you think?
Listen, Betsy, it's over.
What do you think of the attire, the general attire? And it does vary, but for the most part, the core attire of most comedians now in their 20s to 40s is jeans, sneakers, t-shirt, and a little disheveled. It's kind of like the uniform.
I like it without the disheveled, but I'm now morphing into, and I've been doing it, the black t-shirt, jeans, and the dressy sneaker shoe.
Dressy sneaker. Yeah, I like the dressy sneaker.
Yeah. I'm doing that now. I just got too much with the button down shirt and the hard shoe. I don't feel comfortable in this.
No.
I don't feel like I'm.
No, it's.
I gotta feel like I'm comfortable.
10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. It's very casual. Sometimes I feel it's almost too casual, but I think that's because I'm older looking at it that way. Like this seems a little casual for a
It
show,
also
but
depends on the gig.
it's comfortable.
I still, I'll throw a blazer on for, sometimes the welcome aboard shows on a cruise ship because the cruise director's in a 3-piece suit and tie, and all that. So I tend, but I'm dressing down more. Sometimes I have a T-shirt underneath the blazer, and I have my my fancy sneakers, and just regular kind of cool, like tack or tech pants or something like that, just to break it out to look a little bit more nice cash, but still relaxed. But wearing the suits and the formal nights and all, I hardly ever perform. Even when I'm performing on a formal night, it's usually a health show, and I go jeans sometimes because it's after 10 p.m.
Oh yeah, I used to bring the suit. I don't bring the suit anymore on the ships. That's over. I'm done with that. Like I'm doing a corporate gig in November in Atlanta, flying in, greatest gig ever. Fly in at noon, show that night, home the next day by noon. I mean, it's one of those. Great. But on that one, I will bring like a blazer and maybe put it over a button down shirt and then because I don't know. It's in a big ballroom. You get that some people are dressed up, some aren't, but I don't, a T-shirt doesn't feel right at that one. No. To me, if they hired a 30-year-old comic, maybe he would wear a T-shirt and jeans. I don't know.
It depends on the gig. It depends on the company. It depends on the event. Is it their holiday? Or you ask what the attire is going to be. And sometimes you get mixed signals. So I will bring backup clothes because sometimes the guy goes, well, I'm wearing a suit and da-da-da. I'm going to be making all the announcements. And you get there and they're telling everybody to dress casual.
I'm not bringing backup clothes. Fuck that. No backup. There'll be no backup clothes.
No, what I'm saying, a blazer, a button down.
And
that kind of covers it.
Yeah. You have remember the old guys in the old days, they used to wear track suits backstage and then put on their suit, then come back, put the tracksuit on, second show, put the suit back on, and then go out there.
Bathrobes.
Never sat
backstage.
Down. Bathrobes. Yeah. Close them up there, sir. Would you please? Jesus Christ. Why is it when men get older? Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just throwing it out there. But why is it when men get older, those balls get big? Why is it like
gravity? Isn't the ball bag?
No, they're bigger. You ever go in a sauna or at a gym? I mean, these men have massive testicles, and I just wonder what that is because they weren't always that size.
I'm trying not to pay too much attention to that.
Well, I can't help it. My face is in there, and I'm looking around.
Your face is in their ball bag.
I like to look around.
You walk in, hey boys, let's see these things.
I don't have to say it. They're there. They sit with their legs open, and what am I not going to take a look?
And they start talking to you, and you're like,
in a movie,
and you're trying to keep eye contact with them, but peripherally, they got this big fucking gray pubic hair.
Again, when does that start? Like a 20-year-old kid doesn't do that. A 30-year-old guy doesn't do that. Why is it when you're 75, it's like I'm naked. I'm very comfortable right now.
Each year, something happens where I feel like I'm taking on some traits of older men, like my father, my grandfather. Like I start unbuckling my pants, like my belt and my pants before I get to the bathroom. Like en route to the bathroom, I'm starting to loosen things up, getting prep. And I'll be talking to somebody. And I'll be like,
did you ever see
I'll go, hey, I'll be right back. I got to let them know I'm going to take a leak. And I'm undoubtedly, and I'm walking in. It's just too much. It's just get up, go in, shut the door, and then unfasten your pants. Why am I taking on the traits of these dirty old men that sit in front of the pizza place that are 80 years old? Why am I starting to do that?
Listen, I'm not a welder. You ever see the podcast Are You Garbage? It's a good podcast.
I know.
Are You Garbage?
I know.
Yeah,
of it.
And that would be a great question for them. That'd be a great question. Do you unbuckle your pants on the way to the bathroom? Because that's complete garbage right there. It's like eating food at the buffet before you sit down. You walk with
Yeah.
your tray and eating off it. That's garbage.
Mhm.
But yeah, unbuckling your pants as you're making your way. In another
Yeah.
5 years, your pants can be around your ankles.
You're
as you're
saving
almost at
time.
the door.
It's not.
saving time.
It's not like you have explosive diarrhea. People will do that, like, oh, but I'm talking about just a regular. Hey, I might as well get this going while I'm walking here.
Oh.
So this
Really?
15 seconds
No.
walk.
I don't do
I got to
that.
fill it in with it something.
I'll be honest. I don't do. No, I've never done that.
I'm not saying I do it on a regular
maybe
basis. I've
when I
caught
approach
myself.
your age.
I've caught myself like I'm home. Like if I'm watching sports or something, and I don't want to miss a play. I got to take a leak.
Lifetime.
And I start
I like how he
undoing my
says sports.
pants.
Probably Lifetime. Sports. You're watching TLC.
Listen, I told you, I'm not really
Mr.
a
Pimple
welder.
Popper.
I'm not really a welder.
I think
And
we
I'm,
have the
and I'm
title
not
for
here
this
for the
show.
hunting.
Oh my god!
Where do I put my
would be
pants?
afraid to I'd be afraid to unbuckle on the way to the bathroom. I feel like that would then my body might go, oh, we're in the bathroom, we're getting comfortable, and you know what I mean. I think my brain's not clued in enough. It needs to be like, oh, pants down, then we're.
I'm not
sitting
dropping
or peeing or whatever,
trow. I'm
but-
just saying I'm reaching. My
well,
hands are
you're
touching.
close.
They're touching my belt.
Why are you
buckle
doing that?
as I'm
Why?
walking towards it? I go, why
Why?
do I wait? Why
Why?
don't I wait another 6 feet?
Yeah,
Well, I'm asking
Can't
you.
you
I
think
don't
that?
know.
No, but doesn't your brain go, hey, don't do this? We're doing this. Don't do that.
It's
Doesn't your brain
it's my
help you?
present brain going, hey, dude, why are you
Yeah.
doing this? I'm asking.
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
I think it's because I'm getting older.
I don't know.
I don't have any
know.
patience anymore. That's why the
I-
guy walks
I
out.
don't have.
Why the guy walks out in his boxer shorts and stands on his fucking
Yeah.
porch, looking around.
Yeah. You know what I'm getting
spitting in the flower bed.
as I get older? Ew. As I get older, I've never been patient, but I'm really I'm very impatient. What's the word? Unpatient?
You have no
impatient?
patience. Impatient.
Yeah, but what's the word? Impatient
Impatient.
or
I think.
unpatient?
Is it
Impatient.
Bernie,
Yeah.
when you're running out of
Doesn't sound
patience, are
right.
you impatient, or you have no? When you become less patient, are you impatient or
Am I
impatient?
impatient? Sounds weird.
She says she thinks it's IMP, not in.
Yeah, that sounds weird. But
Yeah, it's it doesn't have the diphthong effect. It's hard to connect it.
yeah, I don't like it. But today I'll give you a quick example. I'm in Nassau. I went off the ship in the morning to get a coffee and a couple of Cubanos. And so I go, how much are the cigars? They wouldn't bargain at all. The woman's very,
Wow.
these are real. They were real. So there's no fucking bargaining. You know what I mean? If the fakes, they'll bargain all day. She was
Did you
like,
examine
no
it?
bargaining. I examined it. Yeah. Put it
You're-
right up my
you're-
poop
you're-
chute and pulled it
You're
out.
privy to know that it's 90% chance that it's real, and if you smoked it, you go, okay, this is legit.
Yeah, no, these look good. They look really good, and it wasn't exorbitant or anything. So, but I thought it was a little more than I wanted to spend.
How much?
But then again, I was like, you know what? I'm
much?
here. I'm
How much?
here.
How much?
They were like 17 per.
That's
17
not
per.
bad. That's not bad.
Not bad. But I wanted 4 of them, and I wanted it for 50. And she wouldn't even. She wouldn't negotiate. She wouldn't do anything. She was like, no. She goes, there's 17. I go, I know, but if I do 4, maybe for 50, and she's like, no, there's 17. I'm like, all right, nothing.
What is it?
No.
It's $68.
Yeah. Well, and then I got a cappuccino, so it was $6. Yeah. Here's my point. I was annoyed. Okay, so I'm annoyed right there. I get the 4 cigars. I pay, but I'm annoyed, and I don't know it now. My brain, so my face is all annoyed.
Right.
And then I get a cappuccino, and the girl, she lives in the Bahamas. She's working.
How about
she's
giving
like
you a free
15.
cappuccino? How about a free cap?
Yes, but my point is, the cappuccino is separate from the
okay.
purchase of the cigars.
Mhm.
So the girl, though, she's like, she should be in school, but she's working. She's in the Bahamas. You know what I mean? So it's like her life. This sucks. I'm, for all I know, I'm on a vacation, and I have a fucking sad face because I just got what I think reamed. And she goes, everything okay? The girl. And I go, yeah, everything's fine. Yeah. And then I pay her for the cappuccino. She goes, I hope your day improves. And I'm like, oh my God, like how sweet is that? This 15-year-old
Yeah.
girl is working, feels bad for me
dropping
because
$70.
I didn't say $4. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to go,
There
what?
she
My
is.
brain is
She's
fucked.
probably 15. She's got 2 kids.
Right. Right. And an old man at home, he beats her if she doesn't bring home enough money. And then she's like, I hope your day improves. I'm like, oh, I'm a piece of shit. Fuck me.
And she's
You
an
know what I
angel.
mean?
She's a little angel.
But I drank the cap. It was delish. And then I was going to have the Cubano this afternoon, but I had to wait on you for fucking 25 minutes being late for the podcast.
I've
Just saying.
never waited for you in the 2.5 years that we've been doing the
That's
pod.
true.
I've
That's
never
true. Which
never
is
waited.
impressive.
Never canceled me last minute. When you first started dating Kelly, you fucking dropped me. Okay, let's do it tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck? You're out having brunch with your chick, and I was understanding.
None of this is true. I've
Well,
never. I did the pod
Oh
from
my
Napa Valley at
God!
an Airbnb.
Oh
I've
my
done the pod from a
God!
hotel room.
Oh,
Where are you out of your mind?
numerous times. You're saying you've
Volume
never done it.
205.
Let's cut the
Volume 206.
let's just say
Whatever it
this.
is. Never missed the pod.
I said numerous times. You said never. How about it's happened a couple of times and we made adjustments? How about
Were
that?
I canceled? Or I don't remember ever canceling
Postponed.
the pod.
Can we do it tomorrow? Can we move it an hour later? Can we do it an hour earlier?
Wi-Fi issues? Maybe Wi-Fi issues?
No. You had your dick issues, is what you had.
Well, that dick has issues. Believe me.
And I was totally understanding that you were.
You were?
Yes,
Oh,
because you had.
really? I like how you're painting this version.
No,
of
you went
yourself.
from. I'll talk about it. Everybody knows you went from one relationship situation to a pandemic to another relationship. So there was like this period of. And I'm like, absolutely, dude. You have to plug into the fucking network.
What the
euphemisms? I don't know.
My,
just
oh my God. Is that a euphemism? Plug it into the network. All right. Hey now. Well, I don't remember any of that. To be honest with you, I think I've always been there for you. When you say let's pod, I go, let's do it. And today I said 2 o'clock.
You're pretty good, but don't say
2:25. I was sitting here going, hello.
Well, 206 volumes or episodes of the podcast. Don't say that you've always been there and didn't change the schedule.
I mean, I flew to St. Martin.
I've been very accommodating to you on your end. And
okay.
So,
all right. I think you're rewriting history a bit, but all right. I'll go with it.
All right.
I'll go with it.
We got to wrap things up.
On. Yeah, we got to wrap it up. You're home. You're now, you and Bernie, you're off to.
We leave in a couple of days. We're going to go to Brooklyn, and Bernadette's going to pay a visit to some friends. I don't think they're going to hear this part of the podcast. It's a surprise visit.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah, well, we're deep in the pod now.
And then we're going to fly to Rome, and we're going to spend 4 lovely days in Italy. And then we're going to join a cruise ship, and we're going to sail on to Spain, Gibraltar, Portugal, Bermuda, and then final destination, Bayonne. Bayonne? No, I'm sorry.
It's quite an ending.
Fort Lauderdale.
It's quite an ending to that cruise, you know. And then you don't want to end the cruise in Bayonne.
Then we fly back. Yeah, that was the last cruise. Then we fly back to Los Angeles for a week. There it is.
Okay, very nice. This ship, Oasis, out of Bayonne, but 2 more weeks, then it's going to reposition to Miami because Bayonne in the winter, not really where you want to be. No. So this thing sails to Florida, and then and then the Icon of the Seas came out today. Did you see that thing, Alfredo? Royal Caribbean's newest.
Yeah, I've heard about it coming out. No, it's today though. It's the day. Wow,
bigger than all of them. Bigger than all.
It will be the biggest ship in the world. Cruise ship
in the world with the largest water park at sea in history. I saw some images today in video. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's insane. Doesn't even look like a ship anymore. They do a drone shot over it, and it just looks like Disney World. You know, I mean, really.
I was on the Celebrity Beyond. It's visually incredible ship, and the Apex is the next one.
I
newer
saw
one.
some of your videos. The ship looked great. The last ship
Again,
you were on.
yeah,
They look really
visually,
cool.
it's
I've never been on
really
that one.
incredible, and they have that. It's
Yeah.
called the Magic Carpet, which is a restaurant bar on the side of the ship, and that's an elevator, fully open, just goes down to the water
Mm.
and goes back up. An entire restaurant of like 150 people.
Middle Eastern food.
Pardon?
Middle Eastern food. Magic carpet.
I
you know
did
what I'm
not
saying?
look at the. Yeah, I know. I hear you. I didn't look
Yeah.
at the.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
look
I
at
don't
the menu.
want to eat that. Mm. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, safe travels there, buddy. That's a
Same
lot
to
of
you.
traveling you got. We'll pod from
Italy.
I guess from Europe.
Yeah, I think I'll be in Italy, or maybe we'll wait till I get on the ship because
Like to see from a little cafe in Italy with a little food and some wine and the wife, and she could be a guest at a table and you set up, and then the Patreon members get to see Italy.
see.
I think that
It's our
really
second
is the way to
honeymoon,
go.
though. This whole
It's not going to
trip-
happen.
This is our second honeymoon,
All right.
so I don't want to.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Mount.
We'll film on your
Vesuvius.
third honeymoon.
We're going
Oh.
on to Mount Vesuvius.
I had one on my chin the other day. I went down finally. Holy shit. That was a disaster. I had the big Mount Vesuvius right on my chin, but went down. Thank God. Dr. Pimple Popper came to town and helped me out. Get it?
Good luck in prison.
Iceberg, dead ahead.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The Two Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/The Two Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.